Up world, it's your boy Jaystar back again with another video for you. We have the showdown for the Monday night featured, showdown. I know it's two games, for Monday night, but I'm gonna only do the featured one. Okay, so one with the big money, man. That's what I go for. So we gonna get right into this one here. Like I always do, I go over offensive schemes, that's going against a defensive scheme, so that way we can get the best matchups in these games. That way we can pick the best fantasy viable people for captain and just the best fantasy viable people for just to put in your flex on the showdowns and things like that. So when I look at both of these defenses, two different defense again for this game here. And we have the Vikings who play in a 3-4 defense. They changed their defense this season and got the players to be able to play the defense too. That's more familiar with that style of defense when they picked up Zadarius Smith. Also getting back Daniel Hunter and things like that at linebacker. But then also on the Philly side, though, we have a 4-3 defense over there. Pretty strong 4-3 defense, pretty fast 4-3 defense, and especially in the backfield with them getting C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Ladarius Slay. So just good. They just have a really good backfield back there. The line is pretty cool too as well. But in this game, man, it should be a lot pressure put on both of these defense because of the offensive weapons, man. So we're going to get right into that and how they're going to be able to, match up very well to get off in this game. So I'm going to get onto the Philly side real quick because it should be pretty short for their side. Just because of the fact that their quarterback is a rushing quarterback. Didn't throw a touchdown, which I was shocked. I kind of thought he threw a touchdown in this game, but I had to go back and realize, like, wow, he never did throw a touchdown in the game. He threw 32 times, though. Most of those completions was to one receiver. It wasn't really spread out as much as what I would have thought it would be, but seems like their offense is running kind of the same offense, but they just changed the receiver of who they're going to the most to because they already was an offense style play where they passed to their number one receiver and then passed to their tight end, and that was it. And after that, it was rushing the ball with Jalen Hurts and rushing the ball with the running back a little bit, But look at these 17 attempts in this game. It was a very, very fast paced game. He had the ball multiple times, was able to put up 40 something fantasy points. I mean, not 40 something fantasy points, almost 40 points in the game, and so I do expect, definitely Jalen Hurts going against the 3-4 defense. When things break down or he has no receiver to throw the ball to, he's going to be able to rush out of that pocket and just go for, however many yards, get 10, 20 yards, maybe plays like that. And he ran, what did I say, 17 times again? 17 times in that first game this season. It was crazy. If he's going to take up that much of the bulk of the rush, attempts, then he always has he's fantasy viable to go off for another 24 fantasy, also able to catch, able to get a rushing touchdown too as well. But besides that, when it comes to receiver options in this game, I think Minnesota got by, the first week, and they might get by again just because this quarterback doesn't really throw as much, and I mean, he hasn't really showed to be able to spread the ball as well as somebody like Aaron Rodgers should have been able to do against them and expose them. But their cornerbacks in the backfield aren't really that great. But they used, I remember just last season alone, Minnesota gave up a lot of number one receiver, and I feel like if AJ Brown's going to get the opportunities that he got in that first game, 13 targets again like that. Like if he gets 13 targets again, he can definitely go for another 28 fantasy to even 30 something fantasy if he just scores a touchdown, which I feel like in this game he probably will finally get a touchdown. So I do feel like definitely in play to be captain in this game. The other actual person I would say like player to be captain would have to maybe be the running back, just because I do feel like they should be able to get down the field. So Miles Sanders is definitely in play to be captain. If Jalen Hurts can spread the ball just a little bit more, then I would have to say Goddard would be in play too as well. Because the defense, these are like all the things that the defense that they're going against right here should all have good matchups. If he comes out the backfield, Miles Sanders should be able to catch and break, get a touchdown, maybe pass catch a touchdown. So Jalen Hurts could have 2 touchdowns thrown to if it's AJ Brown or Sanders. But if things come break down in the O line and they can actually get to him with Darius Smith or something like that, then I think he'll have to pass the ball quickly out to Goddard as well as dumping it off to Sanders. But I just feel like AJ Brown's going to probably win his matchup most of the time in this game and be able to just get open all the time for him and just coming across the field. They move into the slot too. I know Quez Watkins also is in play though this game, just as just a flex prairie position player or something like that. But so I would say also actually all the options in the pass catching, Miles Sanders is actually in there, but I'm gonna take him out and just get all the receiving options Goddard should have a good game, and then like I said, Quez Watkins should be in play at 3,200. Very good value right there. Let me see. Do they have anybody else that I saw getting that game lower? I don't think so. You know, Devontae Smith, if he can get more targets, he's definitely in play. I didn't like the amount of targets he had. 4 targets, didn't catch not one either. But definitely, like I said, the cornerbacks matchups and this, it's just about who's going to get the bulk load of the targets, because that's who's really going to go off. I don't really think he's what I want to say, captain viable in this game, because I just believe it'll be AJ Brown with the bulk load of the targets, and I think it'll be Goddard next. So that's why I say it's those two if you want to take receiving options at captain. But if you want to just toss in into the flex for some receiving options, I feel like Quez Watkins is actually a better play to Devontae Smith in this game. And that's from that side of the game. Also, I do feel like since Kirk Cousins can throw picks, you can also put in then Eagles defense in this game too, to run back, or put in the flex. I mean, and because they could get a pick six. Kirk Cousins does, even though he has great weapons, he does still throw the ball up sometimes and make dumb plays. And maybe this game is more of a pressure game for him to actually have to keep passing the ball and things like that. And I just feel like it's going to be a high, more you got to score and be pressured for him to score the ball, so he can actually drop back too many times and eventually getting a sack or sack fumble or just throwing a pick six or something like that. So I think the Eagles are in play at defense. I don't really know about the kickers too much. I know Elliott is a good kicker though. So I would say he could be in play too as well if they end up kicking a lot of field goals. I kind of feel like Philly should be able to just score though a lot. Should be a lot more touchdowns for them in this game. Then we flip to the other side of this game, and this is where it's a boatload of weapons, man. Boatload of weapons. So they're going against a 4-3 defense, which should mean though the running back should be able to have a good game here. And then you should be able to have Cousins and any big play receiver here. So what's crazy about this team, they literally have about 3, like serious. Like you talking about Thielen too as well. I mean, all can just get open. And then KJ Osborne, 4,600 here. All these off of the play action, and once the run gets established and things like that, all these receivers here can get down the field and make a big play. And it's just all going to be about who's going to get, I would say, really the boatload of the targets for big plays. Right now, I believe it's going to be Jefferson. So I kind of would maybe thin out my what I want to say, captain options to these 3, just because I feel like the boatload of the work and the targets and things like that. Even the Dalvin Cook, I know he didn't really run. What he ran? Oh, he ran a lot. My bad. So he ran 20 times, and if he gets another 20 rushes in this game, plus if he can still get this same amount of targets in the past, definitely could be viable at captain for this game, man. And then definitely, like I said, Jefferson, just because we know he's going to get the boatload of the targets. He's just the best receiver out there they have. 184 yards, the longest 64-yard, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're looking for the big play receiver in this game. But like I said, like I wouldn't rule out completely somebody like a Thielen really, because they are lining him out wide. So I think they are going to be trying to set him up for big plays. He did catch a 22-yard long pass compared to, I believe, what do I want to say, KJ Osborne here, who, let me see, did he even catch a ball? How many catches did he have? Okay, so he caught 3 catches, but as long as it was 7, they're moving him into the slot, so he probably will catch a lot more short yardage plays. So I feel like the bigger play receivers. So I would actually add Adam Thielen into this mix for a captain play, but definitely it would be first Jefferson and Dalvin Cook, then Kirk Cousins as well. They all in play for 20 plus fantasy points. If Thielen can get the a little bit more targets than what he had the first game, and it's 4, you can up that to about 8 in this game. And I believe the pace of this game should be pretty fast. So he should be able to get a little bit more targets than these 4 that he had in this game. And plus, I believe they're going to be more pressured to score more in this game. So it should be a little bit more spread out and have just an extra big play, receiver threat game, opportunity to happen in this game. So Thielen is definitely in play to be captain too as well. But like I said, actual just run backs, just players that having a flex, Jefferson, Thielen. KJ Osborne still in play in that if you want to run him in the flex. Then Irv Smith should be in play too as well to run back in the flex. I don't know too much about I want the kicker in this game, because I just feel like the weapons that Minnesota has, man, to get down this field, man, it's feel like it's gonna be a lot of touchdowns, man. Just a lot of touchdowns, both sides of this game. But the only thing, like I said, I worry more about the Eagles side being able to keep up really with Minnesota. So if I had to pick a kicker, really, it would be I would edge more towards the Philly kicker, just because I feel like they might get stopped and get stopped short and kick more field goals than what Minnesota should be, because they just have so many weapons to be able to expose, and just elite weapons at scoring too. Like with Thielen and Jefferson, I believe they both last year had the same amount of touchdowns in 10. And then you still got a great running back in Dalvin Cook. We also did see a little bit of use for what is his name, Alexander Madison, in the last game here, and he was running pretty nice to me. But I don't know if I really want to take him at 6,300. I just feel like the goal line rush attempts is going to go to Dalvin Cook. I feel like when they get down there, he's just a really good back, and I feel like he could easily get a touchdown in this game too as well, and have a big game. So that would probably be all the weapons I would be looking at to use, in the flex and things like that. Like I said, even if you're in a run back situation, you think Philly is pulling out this game, you ran with a Jalen Hurts captain or AJ Brown captain lineup, I would probably want to edge running back more people for Minnesota in this game, even in that situation, just because they just have way more weapons, man, to attack this defense with, and just be able to, just build up way more fantasy points on that side, man, of the field. I feel like it's more kind of narrowed down on the Philly side of this game, and Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown to Goddard or something like that. Like those are the main three. I feel like will probably be have a good fantasy game. You can, like I said, you can toss in Sanders, you can toss in, or even like Gainwell. Since he's playing a 3-4 defense, you need pass catching back. I feel like Gainwell also is thrown in the mix of that too as well. So I'll put him in there. But like I said, the kicker, if I had to go to kicker, it would be Elliott over any other kicker right here in Joseph or something like that. But like I said, most of the weapons and fantasy points that I feel like is going to come from is going to be the Minnesota side of this game. They can easily win this game just because the weapons, like I said, they have to score. It just feels like it's going to be a lot easier time for them to score on Philly than it's going to be for Philly to score on Minnesota, just because of the type of quarterback they have. He just wants to run, it feels like, more than throw the ball. And I feel like if he was to spread the ball out completely, though, they could easily win this game too. So this could be a great shootout performance game, but I just know the way Hurts does play, it seems like the way their offense is set up is to go to their number one receiver and then go to their tight end. And I don't know how many times that's going to actually, be able to keep up with elite offenses like this, where they can go almost anywhere on the field. But like I said, the best people is going to be Jefferson, Cousins, and Cook. And so that's the end of this video, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope this helps y'all win this big money in this showdown slate today, man, on this Monday night, man. Big game, man. It should be a great, exciting game to watch. I hope it's a very, very high scoring affair game. I'm looking at maybe 30 to like 24 points, 21 point type of game, like I really hope it's something like that. I don't want it to be very defensive, but I know both defenses can be capable of being put in these in the slate too as well, because talking about some really pretty good fast defenses and things like that. But like I said, to expose Minnesota, you have to attack their cornerbacks out wide, because their cornerbacks aren't really that good. They have like one safety that's pretty good, but that's it. And then on the other side, like I said, Philly, you need to kind of just hit it in the slot area, really, though. And since Jefferson kind of moves around, their slot cornerback is probably their worst cornerback, but they're also the cornerback, I believe, on the other side of the field for who is it? Let me see real quick. I just want to make sure I give y'all the right thing, because I believe the cornerback on the other side of the field for who I want to say, the Eagles, James Bradbury. Well, my bad. He's actually better than Slay. So they really probably going to attack Slay more. And I think Slay's good, but like Jefferson can definitely get behind Slay, man, like for real. So it's just a really great route running receiver. He can get behind anybody, really. But so I just feel like he's definitely going to be the one they're going to move around the most. Thielen will move into the slot too as well. So that's why I feel like he's in play. And the slot is where they're going to want to attack. But we did see in the first game, Jefferson moved to the slot way more than I saw Thielen moving in there. They wanted to get their best player the ball as many ways possible. So I definitely feel like Jefferson probably is the best player to have in your lineup if you're running back or putting that captain too for the Minnesota side. And that'll be it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Man, finishing out another week of football, man, with this great game they have lined up. And I love that they even got 2 Monday night games. It's really cool. The other game's probably going to be more of a run game, but I'm going to enjoy watching both of them. It's your boy Jaystar, and I'm out. Peace.